welcome to another episode of Debatable with your hosts, Nina and Kyle. I'm Nina.
I'm Kyle.
And for today, we're gonna talk about nationals. Because
Today is nationals.
Yeah. By the time we're releasing this, it's day 0 of NDC. That means I'm probably there already in Cebu, and Kyle's just at home enjoying his naps that I won't get for a week. I envy you. Oh no, you have exams. I don't envy you.
Yeah, it's not exams.
Alright, so we're gonna talk about nationals because I think that it's a different ball game altogether. We're just gonna teach you how to survive it. Hopefully, these are helpful things to get you through the next week. And even after NDC, these are generally just good tips to hold on to during majors, whether it's Worlds or UADC or even regionals. Because I think that they're very different from IVs. IVs just last 2-3 days. This is like one whole week of stress.
Oh god, I don't miss that. I don't miss having to debate every single day for an entire week. And for an entire day at that. So it's very tiring.
Yeah.
So
I've competed in 8 nationals, so 4 NDCs and 4 PIGCs. And I guess, given this NDC, I've been in 10 total nationals. My god. Because I'm AdScore for PIDC this year and...
yeah, then NDC as
yeah.
well.
Yeah.
I did. I competed in 6 nationals, 3 PIDCs, and 3 NDCs. And then I also debated in 4 nationals in high school. So the total is also 10.
Oh, right. I forgot. You also have like a high school record. I guess we're just gonna start with some basic things to keep in mind for when you're already there. So I guess the first would be to have matter ready. I mean, it's day 0. Hopefully, you've done your reading. You might or might not need it. Of course, I can't say much because I know the motions. So I'll let Kyle give you some tips on what you think you need to know about. I haven't told him anything. And I'm afraid if I keep talking, I might spill something.
Okay, so walang input si Nina.
Yeah.
Basically. First, when we say have matter ready, we mean really have matter ready. So you have it printed. And for the love of God, if you print a lot of matter, actually read the things that you're printing. Because there are so many times where you print matter and it's like, oh, look at me, I'm flexing. I have a luggage bag full of matter. I'm calling myself out because I used to do this. Like, look, I have this luggage bag full of matter, but I haven't read any of them. I just printed them the night before, so I could probably read them during prep time. I was like, no, you only have 15 minutes, and if you're gonna have to spend 15 minutes like pouring through your pages, it's not gonna work.
Especially if you have a luggage, you have to open the bag, like know what book to get out, whatever.
So what's ideal is either you have a system that allows you to pinpoint what matter that you actually have more accurately, or you already read them and then you remember that you have them and you just bring out the printed matter to refresh your memory on the specific details of it. So when you're reading your matter, you don't really need to remember all of it. Like, you don't really need to remember the statistics because you're going to have it printed anyway. So what you need to do instead is read as much as you can, as fast as you can, just so that you prime your memory so that when it comes to the motion, you say, oh, I already read this. This is what generally is happening. Let me just refresh my memory on the statistics and the specifics of it all. And also, since Nina can talk about motions, let me talk about the motions. Like, I know that a lot of you are probably listening to this day 0, preparing for rounds, expecting, oh, because Nina is in the AdScore, she might give some hints about what the motions are.
I'm preempting all of you. I'm just gonna shut up.
She can't, because ethics, and also, I don't know either what the motions will be. So, what I'm gonna do is talk about what I expect motions will look like. I don't know what to say. Oh, I am expecting these topics because it puts Nina in a bad place where she has to either confirm or deny it. That's just a bad idea altogether. But what I do expect is that in nationals in general, if you take a look at the motions, they try to strive a balance all the time. They try to strive a balance between things being full of matter, and like nuanced, but at the same time accessible. A balance between being difficult enough to be considered nationals worthy and at the same time not difficult enough for it to be completely inaccessible to newer debaters. I think AdgeCore thinks about these things. So if it's too specific, like it really needs some specific matter, they're probably not gonna run it because
Or will we?
they're probably not gonna run it because it's going to be hard to debate. No one, especially in AdgeCore, like there's a lot of work that's involved in AdgeCore work behind the scenes that you can't really see. So at that point, really the last thing that AdgeCore members want are bad debates.
I mean, no one wants bad debates in general. So
Yeah, but especially AdgeCore members.
I cannot confirm nor deny. Just a little hint, not hint, but like a little tip of my own is, I remember when we were doing nationals, when we had our matter printed, we had like a one page that served like a content table.
Yeah, table of contents.
Yeah, so we specifically write down the title or like the theme and then like organized our printed matter based on that. So probably if you have printed matter and they're scattered, you could spend day zero just organizing it, writing yourself a table of contents to make it easier. Alright, I think the next part of this tip I can now jump in and talk about.
Hey,
I think
back.
I'm back. The other important thing is team dynamic. So I think that your relationship with your teammate becomes particularly important during nationals because you only have each other. I mean, you have the rest of your contingent, sure, but I'm pretty sure like they're also concerned with their own team. So given it's BP, it's you two against the world, whether it's your own contingent or other institutions. So coordinate with your partner all the time. I think the first thing that you gotta do in terms of coordinating with your partner is know their schedules. For example, if they have to do some work, like they're not yet done with their finals, then like make sure that you don't stress them out so much. You allocate time in advance for when you're going to, I don't know, brush up together on topics or read together, or maybe if you want a case build still, try to coordinate that. Even during the tournament itself, like Kyle would go missing during nationals for 30 minutes at a time to use the bathroom, and I need to know that so that I don't freak out, especially when roll call is taking place. So just always know where your partner is at every point in time. You are going to like be their parents also during this tournament. Know where they are all the time. Just for practical reasons. Maybe they're smoking, or maybe they're eating food, or maybe they're missing because they're doing their own private time. I don't know. Just know. I don't know what people do
How
during
cryptic.
the break. I don't know what their private time is. Maybe they're reading or listening to this podcast or flirting with others. Just know where they are.
You need to keep your partners fed. So I had this debate juju where I wasn't allowed to eat tournament food because I used to think that if I eat tournament food, I wouldn't break or do well during break rounds. And I know this because the very first time I went to a grand final, I never ate anything during the entire tournament. I didn't eat the entire time. So I feel like I attributed my performance to the fact that I was just constantly hungry. Because like I was on hunger mode. Like I was on survival mode according to my brain. So that's the reason why Nina decided, how about I keep you fed but not necessarily through tournament food. So she made the system where she basically libres me. And I was like, yeah. Yes, that is definitely my yes.
Oh
yes.
my gosh, I just remembered how expensive you are to have as a partner because I have to order like delivery every round just to make sure he keeps his juju and also like not faint during rounds. Besides keeping them fed, also keep them hydrated. So Kyle always forgets to bring water, so I make sure that I have a big enough water jug for the both of us. And I think that you should always like make sure that your partner has water with them. Either share it, or if you're laway conscious or not the type that likes sharing, make sure you buy for them when you have time to. Because really, like, water goes a long way. You have no idea how important this is going to be for the tournament. So keep it stocked. Also, for this NDC, please bring your own water jug. It's day zero. If you don't have one, just buy yourself a bottle that you will refill. Because we want to save the environment. Do not waste a lot of money on plastics. I feel like paper and plastic bottles are really like the the main things that we end up polluting every tournament. And it's kind of sad after the tournament ends and you see the trash all around.
You need all of these things. You need to keep your partner fed. You need to keep yourself fed, hydrated. You need to know where you guys are. The reason for that is because it is exhausting. Nationals is exhausting. It's exhausting.
Okay, calm
I'm
down.
so tired.
Calm down.
I'm just thinking about what Nina will have to go through, about what you guys will have to go through, and I'm already so tired. What more if I was there?
Or if you were there. Well, I'd have more fun. Yee!
Yee!
I'm gonna miss you.
Yee, but also
Yeah, alright. So, besides your dynamic with your partner, please wear comfy clothes also. I love, dressing up for nationals. Who doesn't? I usually coordinate outfits with Kyle. But make sure that it won't hurt you. So, do not wear heels for all the rounds if you know that you're not the type that's good with heels. Or do not wear things that might make you sweat a lot. Or don't wear things that you generally don't want to wear during an entire day of debating. So my suggestion in particular, I mean, it's very different per person. So I'm just keeping it vague. Just make sure you prioritize your comfort. I would wear pajamas every day if I could, if schools allowed me to. UP allows me to, which is why sometimes I do. But given the dress code of this tournament, just try to strike a balance between not getting kicked out of the venue, but being comfortable in your own skin, especially during day 2. So day 0 is just like council meeting, ADGE briefing. You don't need to dress up for that. It's like no one's gonna see you that much anyway, so don't. Day 1, if you want to dress up a little, that's fine. It's 2 rounds. Day 2 is where there are 3 rounds. It's probably the most exhausting day for everyone.
I'm so tired.
So just wear whatever makes you comfortable because it will be grueling. And you don't want to end the round tired from exhaustion of yelling the whole day. And also tired with walking, tired because of how tight your clothes are, etc.
There might be a perceived need for you to power dress. But for the love of God, don't be the type of person. I mean, you can be if you want to. But in my opinion, you shouldn't strive to be the kind of person who would wear a prom dress to day 2. The most exhausting day ever.
Calm down, you're not gonna go there.
I'm so...
No, okay. I think the reason why Kyle is very exhausted was he saw how stressful PIDC was for me. Because he was just there as emotional support the whole time. He wasn't even AdgeCore. He wasn't competing. He was just physically present. And he was so drained.
Oh, I swung
reason.
2 rounds.
Oh, you swung 2 rounds.
I swung 2 rounds and I was, how did I used to do this?
You're just out of practice, you know? Alright. So besides the comfort level of your outfit, you also have to prioritize your mindset. So I think the most important tip I could give you is every round, especially in the preliminaries, weigh the same. So round 1 is the same as round 7. I know some people think that round 7 is a lot more crucial because it's the last round. But remember, in the end, it all average out. It's like each round will be weighed the same in the tabs anyway. So make sure that you divide your energy to make sure that you're consistent in your performance. So round 1, you have to do really great, but you have to make sure that you perform such that your round 7 won't be your worst round because you're so tired already.
Yeah. The reason why lots of people think that round 7 is the most crucial is because hindi ka na makakabawi eh. You can't make up for it anymore. On the other hand, if you don't do so well in round 1, you can still make up for it in the following rounds. But that is, while a valid way of thinking, I also think that it neglects the fact that you can't make up for a bad performance in round 1 either. Even if you can probably get a lot of points, even after a bad round 1 performance, you still will never be able to get back the lost points from round 1.
I got it.
Do you get me?
I got it.
You're not really able to make up for it because you can't really take back the points that you lost from that round. In that sense, every single round weighs exactly the same. From an objective debater utility standpoint, they're all supposed to weigh the same. So it would be a little bit irrational to think of the latter rounds as more important than the first rounds.
Yeah. And either way, I hope AdgeCore, whoever they are, makes it such that the value of the rounds are all the same anyway based on the motions. Another reason why it's important to think of each round as separate is because it might affect how you perform too. So if you do badly in round 1 and round 2, I hope you don't. But if you end up doing that, do not think that it's a precursor to how you're going to perform for the next 5 rounds. Because everything's different every round. It's a fresh reset because your judges are different. The motion's different. Your opponents are different. Hopefully, you as a person and you as a team act different as well because you've learned more. Maybe this round wasn't your specialty topic, but the next round is. So just make sure that you enter each round with a fresh perspective. Do not sulk over your previous round or do not bathe in the high of your win in the previous round because that can all change as the tournament progresses. Take it slow, but at the same time, make sure that you're ready to treat each round as a new day in essence.
Yeah. The most important thing is that you are different. You are a different entity. There's a saying by Heraclitus or Heraclitus, depending on how fancy you want to be, that a person can't step into the same river twice because it is no longer the same river and you are no longer the same person.
Wow.
The same applies in debate tournaments because nationals, while what some of the most tiring things that you could subject yourself to, is also a place where you can experience the most amount of growth in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
This means that every single round, you have to assess your performance and what you are currently as a debater. So, Nina and I used to have this practice where every single round, even before NDC, we would take note of our comments and we would make a checklist. And we'd have to make sure that every single round following that, the items that needed to be addressed in the previous rounds that we included in the checklist were still checked. You know, like...
Yeah. So, for example, if we weren't clear in round 1, we'll make sure for round 2 that we fixate a little bit more on our clarity because we knew that it might have cost us or might eventually cost us like future rounds. I guess the last tip I have is just have fun. Nationals is where you usually either end up hating debate so much or falling in love with it again. And we really hope that after this nationals, you don't hate the sport, you don't decide to quit. And the way to do that is not just through winning, but mingling with other institutions. Like, nationals is unique because you get to compete with people that you don't usually see in your own circuits. Because you now see people from, well, as someone from Manila, I get to meet everyone who's not from Manila. I get to meet new faces. I get to, like, reunite with old faces. And usually, every night, I would usually go drinking before, but I would not recommend you go to rounds hungover. But if you're good at that, who am I to judge? I have no ascendancy.
Haha, you and Papa.
Yeah.
This is your edge core, guys.
Yeah, we and Papa, like, for Philippine Debate Open, during break night, we just went and drank as much as we could with each other, even if we were against each other in octos.
They were trying to get each other hungover the next day because we were against each other's teams. So, what ended up happening was, like, they just both went to rounds hungover.
Yeah,
and I was like, yeah.
I mean,
you probably should have known that this was gonna happen.
I mean, you know, we didn't actively disadvantage the other team because we were both equally hungover. So I think it was still a tie, you know? But anyway, enjoy the stories and make your NDC and
yeah, make a bunch of stories. We have really nice national stories.
Do you have one off the top of your head?
Yeah, the one where you and I were with Colleen and PIDC, and then I suddenly went missing for 30 minutes.
Yeah, Colleen was freaking out, but you know, as Cal's best friend, I knew he was in one of the classrooms meditating. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, wink. Yeah, I was meditating.
Yeah. I did. Your meditations are pretty intense. What other national stories do I have off the top of my head? I usually have this weird juju where I lose something important every national. So I either lose an umbrella I really like or a tumbler I've had for years. I don't know. But that's just me, you know, I'm clumsy. I hope no one's stealing my things intentionally. But that's my national story. I also have this tendency of, like, usually harming myself a little. Not like intentionally.
Oof.
No, not intentionally.
This episode got dark.
No, not intentionally. Like, I would trip and I'd get myself some scars in places or I'd get some bruises. But you know, again, that's just because I'm really clumsy. So I hope that's not a story I'll be hearing constantly. Last note, sorry, because I'm about to leave for my flight. It is 3 a.m. right now as we're recording this. But please do not commit any equity violations. I know you want to make stories, but make sure those stories have people's consent. That's all. As I'm gonna be part of the equity team, so I'm gonna be a little bit strict on people regarding their etiquette, regarding their relationships with people. And that's all. That's all I gotta say.
If you're the type of person who gets anxious thinking about who you're going to face, like in the next round,
Oh, it won't matter.
it won't matter. First of all, because tabs, like, will there be team codes?
That's up to council. They have
So
to vote
you
on
will
that.
decide if you will get to know during matchups who you're going to go up against.
I think there might be team codes, so it won't matter who you're against. But if there aren't, just know your position. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
And the motion.
Just focus on yourself, because honestly, you're the only person that you can control in that freaking room. Okay? You're the only person you can control there. So it doesn't make sense for you to fixate on things that you can't control, like the behavior of your opponents. And more than that, actually, don't be afraid to be in high rooms. Don't be afraid.
They're good places to be.
They're-
International.
Yeah, they're good places to be. And actually, you get to learn a lot.
I also like feeling like everyone around me is improving as well, because I gotta keep up, and that keeps me going. But I'm a competitive person, so maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's it for our Day 2 pre-NDC episode. If you see me during the tournament, please buy stickers. We have a new bunch that's in my bag. Just feel free to approach me. Also, I might go around with my mic and ask some questions and interview people in the tournament. So, obviously, I'll ask for your consent. I won't just barrage in and force you to speak. But if you're the type that wants to be on a podcast, then just approach me.
That could
me
be
in my
your
mic.
nationals memory.
That could be your nationals memory. Yeah. Alright.
Yeah. Again, I can't stress this enough. It is so tiring to be in
Relax.
conserve energy.
Conserve
Just
energy.
Conserve energy. Don't use up more energy than you need
I think
to.
they got it, though. They got it.
I'm just very concerned.
I believe in you,
these
Philippine debate
babies,
community.
these babies.
Baby.
Oh, I'm so young. I am a young person. I am 20 years old. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah. I think people can do whatever they want.
When
You're just tired because you're a law student.
when you
These
get
people...
to be my age,
Wow!
at the hype age of 21,
Debate
Are you-
boomer. You're a debate boomer.
you get to realize shit. I don't.
You don't know how you
I
survive.
respect y'all. I respect
Yeah.
y'all so hard.
Yeah, I'm old. I'm older than Kyle, and I'm still here. So just imagine how tired we are. All right, that's it. We won't keep you long. Please wake up on time during all the rounds. I will drop you if you're not there on time and if you're delaying the tournament. But don't be afraid of me. Okay.
Don't be afraid of her. Haha, but she'll drop you.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
I have to go to my flight. Bye bye.